Lesson 13.8 is triangle congruence, a basic flow chart. I really like that Delta Math does this. I like the flow chart feel better than just jumping into the proofs. And so this is kind of priming you, prepping you for getting used to proofs. It says, determine if the two triangles are necessarily congruent. So do we know without a doubt that they are the exact same triangle? If so, fill in a flowchart proof to prove that they are. I've chosen 3 examples that are all congruent, but of course you'll get some that aren't, and you just need to know that. And remember, the 2 are if they are the excessive screaming, and then the naughty word. Okay, those are not congruent. Everything else should be. Okay, and so what you'll have to do is you will pick the reason. So I go through and I look. Look, I have side, 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 congruent to side, side, side. So I know these triangles are the same by side, side, side. And so then you'll have to pick that you want to then compare the sides, the sides, the sides. That's it, okay? So my first side, I'm just going to start with the ones that have the 1 tick mark. That would be side AC and MO. So AC is congruent to MO. And then I'm going to go the 2 tick marks. So that would be side AB and side ON. And then I would go, last but not least, my BC to NM. And those are all given because I see the tick marks on the picture. And that's it. All right, number 2. I see side, angle, side. That's how I read it. Side, angle, side. So I would choose, yes, they're congruent by side, angle, side, SAS. And then I would just compare a set of legs. Say they're congruent. Angles, side. So it goes literally side, angle, side. Would you have to do in that order? No, I just did. So the first set of sides I see are side KM, and I try to list them in the same order. So KM, and then I would go AY, because I'm going from this vertex to where I see the angles that are congruent. So I would say KM is congruent to AY. All right, and then my angles, obvious, M is congruent to angle Y. So that's here and here. And then my last side would be ML. I'm going to try to go in that same order, so I'm going from the angle, would be YZ. Those are congruent. Okay. And the last one, I read it how I see it occurring in the picture. I would say side, angle, angle. Okay, that's not how they call it. They're going to call it angle, angle, side. So basically 2 angles in a side that's not included between the angle. It's not here. So yes, they are congruent triangles. I would say then I've got an angle, angle, and a set of sides. Angles, angles, sides. And so I've got angle A. It's got 1 tick mark, is congruent to angle O. I've got angle D with the 2 tick marks, is congruent to angle N. And then I've got my sides, which would be DB, is congruent to NP. And that's it. And like I said, just on Delta Math, you have to drop down the menus to tell what you're going to say is congruent and which reason is proving the triangles are congruent.